Oh, hi. Welcome to this tutorial on how to cook a great healthy dinner. Cooking is a super fun pastime to do about once a month for a brief respite from the overwhelming guilt you feel about wasting all of your money getting food delivered to you every single night. Like seriously, what are you, some kind of princess or something? Let's get started. Okay, it's time to get our ingredients ready. So if you're like me, you probably already have a pantry stocked with the essentials, one old jar of tomato sauce that's growing blue fuzz on it, and maybe like a weird novelty vodka that someone left at your house after a party. So you're probably going to want to close that and then try and build up the massive emotional energy it takes to go to the grocery store, where you'll wander the aisles and eventually just buy a random selection of ingredients that you think might go together. Now, you can choose to use a recipe if you like, or you can get weirdly neurotic about how only cooking posers use recipes, and you should be able to just fly by the seat of your pants and like toss a little of this and a little of that into the pan like a stereotype of an Italian grandmother. So after you go shopping, the first thing you're gonna do is start chopping up your aromatics, like your garlic or onions. You're just gonna toss those in the pan with a little olive oil and maybe set the mood with some music too. Now, let's just take a second to be really disproportionately proud and smug that you're cooking dinner for yourself, like a grown-up. Like, you have a wooden spoon. You're basically like Amy Adams in that movie Julie and Julia, except for less of a selfish bitch than her character was. Seriously, what was up with that? She was so mean to her fiance in that movie. So this love of cooking should last for 30 seconds to maybe a minute at the outside, because at that point you'll probably be a little tired from like stooping over the cutting board, and you won't be able to hear your music anymore over the weirdly loud sizzling of the garlic. And those two things, plus the fact that you're probably really hungry at this point, should combine to just make you like super unpleasant and cranky about this whole endeavor. That means it's time for an appetizer! Eat the dessert that you bought at the grocery store for later. What are you gonna do, not give yourself energy to cook? By the way, you don't need really fancy schmancy pots or pans to cook a great dinner. You just need the one pot or pan that you want to use to be in the sink and dirty because your roommate didn't clean it after using it. That way you can get really privately angry at your roommate for not washing it, so you have to wash it for them, and then bitterly resolve to leave it in the sink dirty like where you found it, because why should you have to wash it twice? Great work. Okay, so cooking a good meal is all about timing. Generally speaking, you always want to start with the ingredients that are fastest to cook, so they have plenty of time to get cold while you're doing the rest. Feel like a real cook for a second as you taste something to see if it needs more spices. Then remember that you've been standing in the spiced fumes this whole time, so there's no way for you to be objective about how strong that flavor is. Decide to just use a little bit of each of the spices you guys have in the spice cabinet from the one time when your roommate cooked a fancy dinner for his girlfriend. Parsley, organic smoked black peppercorns, cumin, and red chili pepper. Sounds like a reasonable flavor profile. Make sure you use either too little so it tastes like bland cardboard, or too much so that it tastes like burnt acid cardboard. Around this point, you probably have already gotten super hot from standing in the kitchen with the stove and the oven both on, so you just walk away. It's gonna be like 10 minutes till the water boils anyway. You can just like start watching an episode of Bob's Burgers or something on Hulu. This will also have the side benefit of making you forget about what you're doing and then let the pasta water boil over. Congratulations, you messed up pasta. Now you should be just about ready to indiscriminately pour all of your ingredients together in a bowl like a pig eating from a trough. If you're using a prepared ingredient like tomato sauce or beans or something, a great tip is to be too lazy to get another bowl dirty and just pour that over your food cold so that it gets all your other food cold too. Now wolf it all down really fast, like in 1/1,000,000th of the time it took you to cook it. Try really hard to convince yourself that you like the taste of what you're eating. And whatever you do, don't think about the fact that it would have been cheaper to just get delivery. Because obviously you'll end up saving money because you can eat tonight's leftovers for the whole week. I'm just kidding. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna eat them all immediately. Thanks for watching.